Power up call. Today I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the whole Genghis Khan vibe. It is time to get some serious work done. It's time to share with you guys some ideas about conquest. This is absolutely and terribly important. You need to understand how to structure your day in a way that allows you to get the stuff done that you need to do to win. Life is conquest. Life is getting things done quickly and efficiently so you can move forward and conquer new territory, new achievements in your life. You absolutely have to structure your day in a certain way to make that happen. You have to understand that kings and peasants live differently. Conquerors and serfs live differently. They always have. Since the dawn of time, they always have. And the cool thing about modernity and today is you're not stuck. Rewind the clock 10,000 years or 1,000 years ago. If you were born a serf, you had very little options. It was work the land or die. That was it. If you were born a king, you were a king. You could be a king. But today, one of the cool things about today, I'm sure those say like the slavery system still exists, right? The people are still a bunch of serfs. They're still serfs. However, there are no walls. There are no walls keeping you there. You have the option to choose to act and live differently. And today, I'm going to teach you how to structure your day in a way that allows you to conquer, to move forward, and to win. This is not how normal people live. This is not how average people live. An average person will look at this and probably say it's not necessarily healthy. They probably say it's not balanced or whatever. But I personally don't care. I just want to win. I want to win. I want to conquer. I want to have that feeling of conquest in my life, day in and day out. I'm going to tell you how I do that. So, I have a list on my whiteboard. It's right above on that wall over there. I'm going to read from the list. I'm going to tell you guys how I do this. Real quick. Looks like audio is good. Everybody's happy. If we have a lag or audio problems, let me know. So, the first thing you have to understand about how I structure my day is I don't just live day by day. I have a greater plan, right? I have a plan for every single meaningful objective that I actually want in my life. I understand what I want, I've defined it, and I know exactly what steps I need to take to get there, right? And I know what I have to do to get what I want, right? I have my objectives clearly defined, and I have a plan created of the things I need to do to get there, right? If you operate every day without a plan and you just kind of do the tasks that pop up during the day, you'll never make any deliberate progress. You'll just be reactive to things that happen in your life. And I don't know about you, but I personally don't want to just be reactive. I want to have an intention for my life, and I want to then create that life. So I have a plan for everything. Every major objective for my health, fitness, money, relationships, everything. I have defined objectives. I have defined what I want, and I know where I am, and I know what I need to do to get there. So I have that to pull from, right? It's like I have this giant timeline of things I can pull from and fill my day with, right? So I have that. Most of you don't have that. Most people don't have a plan. They just kind of bebop through life and they react and, this happened today at work, and this new show, look at this tweet, I'm on my feet. They live reactively. That's how serfs live. That's how peasants live. That's not how conquerors and kings live deliberately. They set intention and they make it happen. So I have a plan. And my day actually starts the night before, right? So the night before, after I finished all my tasks and done some stuff, and I'm going to get to that once we get all the way around the clock, I'll set my objectives for the next day. I'll say, okay, these are the tasks I need to complete inside of the Copy Campus. These are the tasks I need to complete inside of my life, and I'll determine my tasks for the day. Now, footnote, I don't overburden myself. I know about how many tasks I can get done in a day. I know what scope of things I can get done in a day, and I only pick what I know I can do, right? One reason a lot of people don't achieve their goals is they bite off too much. They pick a system or a plan that is beyond their current capacity and they can never stick to. I like to pick something that is difficult yet achievable, right? Something that I know I'm going to have to be dedicated and disciplined to do, but that I can do if I do what I should do. Not something that's beyond my belief. I don't do sit down and say, okay, 10,000 push-ups a day. As cool as that would be, that's beyond my current capacity. 10,000 push-ups a day, I'm going to hurt myself. Not worth it. I pick something that is actually going to help me win. Not just look cool or be all fancy. I pick something that's going to allow me to create that objective because at the end of the day, that's what matters. Did you conquer, yes or no? Right? So I pick my tasks, stuff for the campus, stuff for myself, and I write them out. Right? Once I've determined what my tasks are, I open up my calendar app, I open up Google Calendar, and I schedule out my tasks. I say, okay, power up call. I'm going to do that at 9 a.m. today. Review student copy on a spontaneous call. It's going to be spontaneous, but I'm going to do this one at 3 p.m. today, right? Et cetera, et cetera. And I go and take all my tasks, every single task that I have, and I put it on my calendar with a reasonable amount of time to achieve that task. And I give myself some wiggle room, some flex room. I give myself maybe 10, 15 minutes on each side of these tasks because things come up. I'll have a spontaneous call that comes up, or I'll have some new task that I need to get done. I give myself some flexibility there because there's a lot of things that have to happen. But I take all of these things on my list and I put them on a specific time during that day. I allocate the time that I'm going to invest to accomplish each of these items, right? Each of these items for my giant plan. Something to note, I only pick items and I put them on my list if they are a must. I don't put things on there that I'd like to do. I put things on there that I am no joke 100% going to complete that day, or I will not let myself sleep. I pick musts and I put them on my list, right? Not shoulds or I'd like to's, but I'm going to accomplish this thing. Like, die on this hill, I'm going to make it happen. So those are what I pick. I then put them on the day. I have an accountability group. So me and the captains, we all share our daily task list with each other. And we get to see, and we go through, and we check them off as we go through our day, and we all get to see everyone's checklist. We get to see when someone doesn't hit a task or when someone does. So I have an accountability group, and that's the next thing, right? I have someone I'm accountable to for my task. Then I go to sleep. Wake up the next morning, get started on my tasks, do my tasks, and I go through and I check them off. And like I said, I'm accountable to these guys. They see what I'm doing. They know if I mess up, so that just adds to an extra level, right? I'm accountable to myself primarily, right? I have a strong commitment to complete my task that is independent of outside forces. I'm committed to a higher power to complete what I said I was going to complete. But I'm also committed to these and held accountable by these guys that I'm working with, these captains, right? I've got accountability in like 4 different ways. Most of you guys have accountability in 0 ways. You're not holding yourself accountable. You're not accountable to a higher power, and you're not accountable to your peers. I want you guys to start using the accountability roster for this if you really, really are serious about this, or the 7-day challenge if you're not in that part of the boot, if you're still in the boot camp. I'm actually going to move the accountability roster up to where everyone can see it. Anyways, use the accountability roster. Get accountability from your peers. It's one of the fastest ways to trigger that positive competition, not where I win, you lose, but we all push each other to be our best so we can all conquer. That's what you need. Everyone, Genghis Khan himself had a group of conquering heroes that he conquered with. And they all conquered together and it was great, right? That's what you need to be successful. Triggers testosterone. It's a great thing. So I have that accountability, and I go through my day and I accomplish my things. I check them off the list. It feels good to go through and check things off my list. Every single day I follow my schedule. Sometimes I have to adapt. Things come up and I have to change my plans or edit how I do this, but I always get the tasks done that I say I'm going to do. And if not, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I analyze my day. I sit there and look at my tasks. I look at my wins. I look at my losses. I look at the lessons, and then I take the losses and I metabolize them into lessons learned. I say, okay, if I did this and it didn't work, here's how I can prevent it. And I update my giant plan. I figure out how I can change my behaviors and when I can do things differently. I get specific about how I can fix the current problems that I'm facing and achieve my goal. I update that plan in my mind or on the board or write it down, right, specifically. And then I set my task for the next day. And I go through the process all over again. Put them on my calendar, accountability, the whole thing. That is how I structure my day, and that's how I'm able to get so much done, right? Something to note about this. This is not a system that makes hard work easy. A lot of people look for this. They look for biohacking things or, what if I, what morning routine? It doesn't. There's no way that you can do that because a lot of people are looking for an easy button. You do this little magical, superstitious little thing, and then hard work is now easy. I'm here to tell you guys hard work is always going to be hard. In order to create something valuable, you must invest a lot of hard work into it. It's like foundational, right? So this system doesn't make hard work easy. It doesn't make it easy to do these things. It just helps me do them deliberately and focus on the correct things so I can get them done efficiently, right? But I still work extremely hard. It is difficult to do the tasks that I'm doing when I'm pushing all the way to my personal limits to create the best value possible. It is difficult. And it is always hard. I've learned to love the difficulty. I've learned to love the hard part of it, but it is still hard work. So no matter how you structure your day, no matter what biohacking you do, no matter how much you sleep you got the day before or whatever, hard work is still going to be hard. And you have to raise yourself up to that level and be willing to do the work necessary to win, because comfort is for peasants. It's for peasants and people at the center of society. It's for people who just want to sit back and relax and have a nice, fat, comfortable existence and never achieve much and live this timid little life. And that's not for me. I'm the kind of man who wants to push forward and win. I'm here to conquer. If I had been born 10,000 years ago, I'd be conquering new lands. If I'd been born 1,000 years ago, I'd be conquering new lands. Today, I'm not conquering new lands. I'm conquering new minds. I'm conquering my own mind, I'm conquering other people's minds, and I'm building extreme value. I find ways to conquer no matter what. This is, and no matter how difficult it gets, no matter how much sleep I got the night before or not, or how I will find a way to win. And this is how I structure my day so I can win as quickly and efficiently as possible. So guys, if you aren't living your life like this, if you look at your life and you hold it up and you say, you know what? I don't really have a plan. I'm not really accountable to people. I don't have tasks that I commit and say like a G that I'm going to do and then hold myself accountable to it. I'm not scheduling out time. If you are failing in any of these elements, you need to immediately fix it. The good news is this is all easy to fix. It's simple little disciplines you can do to make it fairly simple for you guys to. It's a simple structure to implement. It's not complicated. You don't need a Harvard business degree. This is a simple system that you can use to maximize your productivity every day as you move forward and seek to conquer new lands in your own life. My friends, apply this lesson. Use this lesson. It's going to be the people who invest their time correctly win, and the people who don't invest their time correctly, they lose. Bank money is determined by how you invest your time every single time, and how you leverage your time and all that stuff. This is the foundation. Use this foundation. I'm telling you guys, this is extremely important. Apply this. I will talk with you guys later. We have a spontaneous call that's happening today. We've got other things happening today, so keep your eye on the announcements channel. Keep your eye on the new daily lesson channel. That's where I'm going to be posting every single new update I make to the Learning Center, new spontaneous calls, new mini trainings that I do. There should be about 3 to 4 things new in there every single day. That's the latest and greatest you should pay attention to. But that's enough for this call. I'll talk with you guys again later today. Let's go out. Let's get it. Let's conquer.